we have chosen to study the relationship between income or GDP per capita and life expectancy. We assume that the higher level of income or GDP per capita for a country also increases life expectancy rate for that country. Each bubble represents a different country while the colors differentiate between regions. The x-axis shows level of income or GDP per capita while the y-axis shows life expectancy in years. Richer countries have an overall higher life expectancy, and according to GapMinder, there is a positive correlation between the two. The graph starts in the 1800s and ends at 2018. For the most part, those countries with the highest life expectancy starting in the 1800s will remain having the highest throughout the centuries. This is shown through the colors of bubbles. The trend of yellow bubbles having higher income and higher life expectancy, while blue had both lower income and life expectancy remained the same through the 1800s to 2018. We can also see that as countries' population grew larger, their life expectancy and income also grew. The United States is a perfect example of this type of growth. As we can see by the bubbles in the graph, in the 1800s, Iceland had the highest life expectancy at 42.9 years with an income of $926. In 2018, however, Japan now is at the top of the graph with a life expectancy at 84.2 years and the GDP per capita at 39.1 thousand. Even though the overall trend shows the life expectancy and income are positively related, Iceland in the 1800s and Japan in 2018 were both not the richest countries.
Countries in the lower left have both a lower income and shorter life expectancy. Countries in the upper right have higher income and longer life expectancy. Today, there are no high-income countries with life expectancy lower than 75. There's also no country with a long life expectancy with low income. The big picture shows that most people live in middle class with a large range in life expectancy. In 2018, we can see that South Africa and Peru have close to the same level of income at about 12K. Their life expectancy differs about 17 years. South Africa's life expectancy is about 63 and Peru's life expectancy is 80. We can also see Russia and Greece have the same pattern. These two countries have very different climates and geography. Russia is geographically located in a colder climate, which may have an effect on what GDP per capita is focused on, while Greece has a very mild climate. Russia's life expectancy is about 71 and Greece is about 81, while they both have a level of income at 24,000. On the same income level, there are huge differences in lifespan. This is how the country distributes its money and how it is used. The United States distributes a good amount of money towards health care, which greatly impacts life expectancy. Expenditure on health care compared with other OECD countries measured by percentage of GDP spent on health by private and public sectors is highest in the United States at 16.9% of GDP. Switzerland is the next highest in expenditures at 11.5%. While in other countries who deal with harsher geographical challenges may have to focus their expenditures towards other needs than health care, which could have no positive effect on life expectancy. Annual statistic reports show that low-income countries have made the greatest progress with an average increase in life expectancy by 9 years from 1990 to 2012. The 6 countries with life expectancy increased the most were Liberia, which saw a 20-year increase from 42 years in 1990 to 62 years in 2012, followed by Ethiopia from 45 to 64 years, the Maldives from 58 to 77 years, Cambodia from 54 to 72 years, Timor-Leste from 50 to 66 years, and Rwanda from 48 to 65 years.
Wherever they live in the world, women live longer than men. The gap between male and female life expectancy is greater in high-income countries where women live around 6 years longer than men. In low-income countries, the difference is around 3 years. Although the link between income and life expectancy flattens out, this means that at low levels of per capita income, further increases in income are associated with large gains in life expectancy, but at high levels of income, increased income has little association change in life expectancy.